The truck was brought in as the owner wanted a new trailer hitch installed as he said he lost his trailer the other day while driving to the landfill. This car was brought in as a customer. She shot the center console on her car. She also wanted the shop to see if her aftermarket warranty would cover the damages, but the shop declined to make that call. This customer came in wanting to do only the front fork seals on their motorcycle. The technician found that it had the incorrect rear caliper bolt installed, both front calipers damaged due to the front tire installed backwards on the wheel direction incorrect causing brake caliper damage on front calipers, and a missing engine mount. The brake fluid reservoir was also installed incorrectly and loose. After the technician declined to work on the bike, the customer had his son ride the bike away. The customer then complained about the technician expressing concern about his death trap. When this customer brought in their car to get new brakes installed, the customer This Hyundai accident was towed in as the customer said it just shut off while driving. The technician said he wonders how long has the check engine light been on for and informed by the owner. This car was brought in for an oil leak from the front cover. The technician also found the timing chain guide, tensioner, and some other parts broken. The customer did not want it fixed while the technician had the front cover off and only wanted the oil leak fixed. The customer states that the engine overheated and there's fluid leaking from the engine. The customer has tried to stop the fluid, but it's not being designed. Put some pressure to it. And of course, looks like this car was brought in for no circuits. Customer told the mechanics to watch out for rats, family, and their cars and neighbors. Unfortunately for the two, we will have to get access underneath the rear seat. Check the fuel pump and wiring to the fuel pump. When this vehicle was brought in from alignments after the customer said he fixed his steering gearbox. The shop declined to do any work on his vehicle once they saw how the customer tried to fix the frame. Customer states when turning his steering wheel, his car shuts off. This car came in with all of this mold and dirt inside. It was hard for the technician to breathe, and in a sense, he thought it was a pass-through on the armrest.
Excuse me,
When this car was brought in from alignments, the mechanic noticed that he couldn't close the hood on this customer's car, as a light bar and brackets were in the way. The customer states their engine was steaming and they had to pull over. The customer only wanted the technician to replace the radiator hose. After doing so, the car didn't start. The technician got approved for further diagnosis, and then found that this vehicle needed a new engine.
Moderate to serve customer access. And thanks to Sky Rizzy, I'm showing off my clearest yet at Sky Rizzy. I saw dramatic for clearest yet. And most people were clearer even at 5 years.
Don't use an allergic. Serious allergic reactions, yeast infections, or lower than effect that may occur before treatment to check for infection activity. Tell your doctor about it the next symptoms of action.
With Sky Rizzy, nothing on my skin, everything. Ask her for the comments about Sky Rizzy today. Learn how active she is.
What's that? Check out this extra. T-Mobile's got home internet! And it's just $35 a month!
Alright, those are all the week. T-Mobile's got home internet. $35 a month.
What are you doing?
Helpful to me. Bye. Let's get this ready. Bye.
No. Not when you
This
say,
vehicle was brought in as the customer says they have
I'm lugging that to hold the wheel on. You put a big tie.
As he said, there were
Not
customer states fuel pump doesn't seem to work on this time. The technician found out that the owner cut the floorboard to access the fuel pump, and that the fuel tank, some wires, and the fuel oil. They tried to install a new wire to the fuel pump relay. This vehicle was brought in as the customer said they just after they got into an accident. The check found that someone tried to install a new lower control arm on the customer's seat, though the bolt with the lower control arm bolt was torn. The shop also found other finance parts that were bent after the accident, and is still waiting to see if the customer will get any repairs performed, and they are also unsure who installs a new lower control arm.
customer stated that the AC doesn't work and not to touch any of the duct tape. As you can see, the customer loves duct tape and there's no fan shroud installed.
This Ford Bronco with 2,000 miles on it was brought in as a warning start. The shop found out from the customer that he went Dukes of Hazzard to a retention pond that caused his front tires to hit the upper fenders on both sides. The customer also wanted it covered under warranty, but it was denied to the customer as the insurance company covered the damages.
And this customer thought it was a good idea to super glue his seatbelt back together. This 2016 Rolls-Royce Wraith came in for an alignment, and this was the mechanic found during his inspection.
Looks original. The original actually is supposed to look like that. Yeah. I don't know what shading shop replaced this side, but
This vehicle was brought in as a customer said the engine runs rough. The customer had just installed warning spark plugs, and this is how he gassed them. The shop installs spark plugs and it fixed the issue. This vehicle was towed in as a customer just purchased his car on Facebook Marketplace. Once told by the seller, it just needed a new key. Fortunately for the customer, it didn't start because the engine was seized. And the shop found multiple suspension forms that were taken to arrest. This vehicle was brought in as a customer said they apparently in another shop tried fixing the suspension. The noise is there. The mechanic is not sure what other shop apparently did this, but said this week was still very loud.
This pickup truck was brought in as the owner said he just needs to pass the emissions. The mechanic said that this is the most dangerous trap he has seen go on the road, and said it's surprisingly past the emissions. The shop told the customer that they recommend he takes the vehicle to a scrap yard.
This vehicle spent 2 weeks on trying to figure out why the vehicle didn't start, which they found that the issue was caused by the owner who made his custom buzz while gasoline.
This car came in for a brake issue. During the inspection, the technician found his lower control arm to be broken, and that someone attempted to JB weld it. The customer declined repairs and drove away.
Or just came in. You see pants screwed up, whole bottom screwed up. Well, yeah, no springs to do that.
This car was in for an oil change. The mechanic noticed it had the completely wrong air filter. The customer declined to get the correct one installed.
This car was towed in as the customer said his car has a massive oil leak in the driveway after his son changed the oil. The mechanic found his customer's son installed a pollution with oil filter.
And this vehicle was brought in as a customer has a flat tire. The customer had a hole in the sidewall and attempted to patch the hole with spray foam, but that did not work.
This car was brought in as the customer said their car is bouncy, and they have a hole in the hood after they installed roof bus struts. The mechanic said that the customer forgot to install a part on the struts when they installed them.
Whoa, ew.
This vehicle was just brought in from alignment. The shop could not perform the alignment as the customer installed steering knuckles for a 3/4 joint on a half-ton vehicle. The customer added washers to dry tighten enough for the upper fall joint, which didn't work.
This 2001 International came in as the customer stated when he was driving, he dumped the clutch, then heard pop and lost all power. The technician found all of this damage to the input shaft of the transmission.
When this van was in to get new tires installed, the customer notified the shop not to open the sliding door as it's kept closed with some spray foam.
customer complains backup camera lines not shown.
God. Why does
Fixed it.
Customer states the electronic parking brake light is on and the parking brake does not work. The technician found the customer stored his loose change underneath the switch, which held up the parking brake switch and put the system in default. This car was just at this shop to get new control arms installed, and the customer is now back and she's claiming the shop stole her battery, gave her a worse one. The mechanic referred this book just in case the customer comes back to the shop, claiming they stole anything else.
Customer states car started making a rattle noise about the The last oil change was in 2022, and they've gone 730 days past the recommended oil change interval. The car had about half a quart of black burned oil in the engine. The customer only approved one engine flush and oil change, and the technician said the car also smelled terrible inside.
The customer states they are unable to pull the rear seats down. The buttons on the seats are not working. The technician found that the customer had his seatbelts buckled, which prevented the rear seats from folding.